Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. It is Saturday afternoon and I'm ready to roll. How's everybody? Feeling really good right now. I want to say God bless you all. Thank you so much for being supportive here, hitting your likes, hitting your subscribes, hitting your shares. Any cash apps I receive, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So I want to thank God for this opportunity to read for all of you. Let's begin by reading out of the Bible. I'll choose a psalm. It's short and it's as if when I open the Bible, I actually leave my Bible sitting next to all of my decks, and it's proper to keep it clean and keep debris off of it. And when I open the Bible, it's inviting God into our home. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, Psalms 116. I love the Lord, for he heard my voice. He heard my cry for mercy. Because he turned his ear to me, I will call on him as long as I live. The cords of death entangled me. The anguish of the grave came upon me. I was overcome by trouble and sorrow. Then I called on the name of the Lord. O Lord, save me. The Lord is gracious and righteous. Our God is full of compassion. The Lord protects the simple-hearted. When I was in great need, he saved me. Be at rest once more, O my soul, for the Lord has been good to you. For you, our Lord, have delivered my soul from death, my eyes from tears, my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before the Lord in the land of the living. I believed, therefore I said, I am greatly afflicted, and in my dismay I said, all men are liars. How can I repay the Lord for all of his goodness to me? I will lift up the cup of salvation and call on the name of the Lord. I will fulfill my vows to the Lord in the presence of all his people. Precious is the sight of the Lord, is the death of his saints. O Lord, truly I am your servant. I am your servant, the son of your maid's servant. You have freed me from my chains. I will sacrifice a thank offering to you and call on the name of the Lord. I will fulfill my vows to the Lord in the presence of all his people, in the courts of the house of the Lord, in the midst, O Jerusalem. Praise the Lord. And then we go on to Psalms 117. So that was Psalms 116 if you want to read it on your own time. And let's pull out of the box, see what we can find. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I have blonde hair. So I could be speaking to someone with blonde hair, or you might be thinking of someone with blonde hair. Okay? I have brightened up someone's day. It's something important, right? To see someone with their chin down, and their spirit really wants to be raised up. So you say a couple kind words, all of a sudden their whole outlook, their whole attitude changes. On the back, creative spark. Find yours, your unique self. Okay, clear audience, inner hearing. When you know what others are thinking. Victory or loss will strengthen your tools for self-teach or self-lessons. for future applications. Pretending to be what you need them to be. Jealousy comes from a no validity standpoint. So, it sounds to me like there is a blonde-haired person, man or woman, who God has knocked on his or her door and said, you have a creative spark that makes you unique. You need to find it. And you naturally have the ability to brighten up someone's day. You must have clairaudience, the inner hearing, when you know what others are thinking. And maybe you have realized that victory or loss, you know that it will strengthen your tools for your self lessons and for the future applications. So when you come across this situation, you'll know how better to handle the situation for the victory, right? And it's not who wins or who loses. It's what is right. Speaking up for those who aren't around to speak up for themselves. That's just one thing, okay? So a lot of times you'll be in a group of people, family, friends, acquaintances, co-workers, whatever it may be. If you want to have like your internal victory in that essence, in that situation, yes, you're either a loser or a winner, okay? And I mean by that is that you either choose to fit in the box or you choose to say or do what's right. And you realize that jealousy comes from a standpoint with no receipts. So then you have to look at that person for who they really are. And it's not a matter of judgment, it's a matter of realization that they have inner wounds that you can't help them with, that they have to go through the work themselves. And stop pretending to be what others need you to be. Be who you need to be so that you can feel whole, so that you can fulfill your personal goals, your personal responsibility to yourself. You never want to be fake, right? Just to fit in. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Learn to stand up for who you are. Learn to be who you want to be. Realize maybe like the things you've done in the past, right? We've all done things that we have regret for. The only way to release that is to make a commitment to yourself that, hey, I don't really like this feeling of regret. I choose not to do that anymore. And so that's a lesson in itself, right? So I thought those were some good cards to pull. Maybe it resonated. Doesn't mean you have to have blonde hair. Doesn't mean that the person you're thinking about has blonde hair. I pulled the card. If it resonates, it does. As well as all the other cards, okay? They're kind of lessons learned, right? All right, so moving forward, we are going to go with Miracles Now. I actually forgot to pull a card out, so let's see what we can find. Okay. Okay, so I got one. It says, when I shine bright, I give others... Oh, we already had that. Let's see what else there is. Maybe we're on the repeat now. Okay, I think I saw this, but I put it back. Maybe there was two of them, but there is always a solution of the highest good. Okay, so those are the things we have to think about, right? We can't just go make decisions and then have it be the decision that suits one person, right? We have to think of everybody involved, and we have to find a solution that works for everybody. And with that being said, we can't make everybody happy all the time. And we do have to make a decision, right? But there's certain circumstances where someone decides, I'm the queen or I'm the king, and I'm going to decide for everybody, and I'm looking out for how I feel. I'm not looking out for how anybody else feels. I'm only looking out for how I feel. Well, realize that's pretty selfish, right? If people are left hurt, struggling over one decision because it was how one person felt, does that really sound like the right solution? The only thing I can tell you about that is, for example, in a relationship, if you're a selfish man or a selfish woman, you're going to say whatever you have to say so that you get your way, regardless of how it hurts another. Like, why even go there? What sense does that make? I'm going to go do what I want to do, whether it hurts you or not. Now, there's certain circumstances, right? Oh, I'm going to go shopping, and the man gets mad, or the woman gets mad, Maybe there's a certain reason why they want to go shopping alone. Maybe it's not anything hidden, They're meeting up with someone else, or they're doing this, or they're doing that, That's really a silly comparison. I'm just saying that insecure, right? If you're out doing bad stuff, no, you shouldn't even entertain that. If you want to entertain that, then maybe you shouldn't have a relationship. Okay, one versus the other. Can we choose here, right? Make a choice. Okay. The other way is, I have family members that are really hurt, and one person made a decision for the whole group, and nothing else was considered, only that person's decision. And this person just ran with it. And, there was a lot of hurt people from it. And the only thing I could do is speak up for the children. And now they're grown. They're grown and feel disconnected from my family because they lost their mother. Right? Having the loss of their mother was it's always a terrible time. But they were pretty young, and after that they lost their home, the only home they knew where their mother existed. All because one person decided. There weren't any other words from the opposing side. Opposing, is that right? From the group that had to be removed from the house because of one person's words. The one person that took action and didn't want to hear anything else. And I told her, now that I'm grown, right? And even at the time I said, what about the children? She said, I don't care. I just want them out. Who was I to stand in front of her? Maybe I should have been stronger and said, look, that's your dead sister's children. Anyway, so moving all the way into the future from 1989 to now. I'm thankful that the children still allow me in their life. And since then, I have spoken to her and I said, look, the children felt like you hated their dad more than that you love them. There was no answer. She just held her head down. You know, it's time for us to, you know, what is that? Face the piper? You know, love is very healing if the love is there. If it's not, then why should the children hold on to love regarding my family, regarding their mom's family? I just say that I'm grateful that they allow me in their lives, and I try to treat them good. You know, I can only offer them a good listening ear, help when they need help, if I can help them in any way. Spending time with them is really, I look at them, and although they're adults and they're driving cars and working and living their life, I still see them as my sister's little kids. And I will always, always give them the honor and respect that my sister would want me to give them. They're very loving. Through it all, they're very loving. And I'm blessed to say that I know them. So there's always a solution of the highest good. We need to think about things before we make an actual decision. You know, am I living the life that I want to live? People might view that as being selfish when you're ready to move on. But if you realize that what you thought it was is not there, or maybe it was there and maybe it just dissipated for whatever reason. If you can bring it back, of course, light that fire, you know, light that flame. But if there's been too much damage, it's time to move on. And I say too much damage that cannot be repaired. Everybody's threshold is different, and what everybody sees is different. Sometimes we have to choose ourselves for our own sanity. And sometimes we have to think about children. Sometimes we have to think about elderly people. Sometimes we have to think about handicapped people. You know, we have to consider a whole bunch of things sometimes. But in the end, you know, your happiness, whatever that is, needs to come in for your highest good, so that you can get what you need to heal, to get what you need to fully love yourself again, so that you can love again, right? You can't just really go hop from one relationship to another. And believe me, I know this firsthand. And I thought my second husband was going to be the forever one, just like I thought the first one was going to be the forever one. They either thought too much of me and thought that I believed that I deserved more than what they thought I deserved, or I can't answer because I'm not them. I can only say that the love died, the passion died, and it was a painful ending in some ways, and in some ways it was a relief. and life goes on. And we live, we love, we laugh. We start enjoying our life again. Okay, so moving forward, we're going with native spirit. And we have the spirit of fire, transformation. Take risks, face your fears, break out of old patterns and conventions. Just because you've always done something in the past doesn't mean that you need to continue to do it in the future. Try something new, change your routines and habits, reach out in new directions. The Thunderbird is rising in you. Out of the ashes comes new growth and new beginnings. Your native spirit wants you to know, in native cultures, fire was thought to be a gift from the Creator that carried the power of renewal. Fire can maintain life and it can destroy it. It is the warmth of the tribal fire, but it's also the thundering lightning bolt cast down from the sky. It can purify and transform, and it can annihilate. Fire represents your life force, the spark of life within you, and also the pure white light within you. The spirit of fire invites you to take some risk and face your fears. We often are reacting to situations because of preconditioned responses based on our self-generating definition of self. Every time you change an old habit, even changing to a different breakfast food, it helps you begin to step out of a limiting defining of self. Purification by fire creates transformation. Take care to keep your energy in balance. Fire that burns too brightly burns out, but a fire that's left to smolder dies. The journey when you first awaken in the morning, focus on the emerging sunlight. Imagine that you're breathing in that light. Gaze unblinkingly into the candle flame and focus your awareness on the inner flame within you. By doing this, you're activating the spirit of fire that dwells within you and around you. Imagine yourself to be a single candle flame, a campfire, a forest fire, electricity, lightning, the sun, and the stars. Affirm this. May the light of the sun illuminate my heart, that my heart may illuminate the world. So, we transform, right? We can stay stagnant and that gets very, what's that saying? Boring would be one, but the drumbeat of our heart, starts not really having a beat to it. We forget to sing, we forget to laugh, we forget to enjoy, sometimes when we're like getting to know someone and they're not really being true of who they are. They're pretending to be what they think you need them to be, right? It would be like, being on the first date or something, and you say, what is your ideal person? And they tell you, well, someone who is, say you're asking a man and you're a woman. Oh, I want someone who draws attention. I want someone who's very voluptuous or sexy, or maybe they like thin women. Maybe they like this kind of woman or that kind of woman, and I want her to dress a certain way, and I want her to speak a certain way, and I want her to act a certain way, and I want her to be an attention getter, someone that looks good on my arm, Then that person says, oh, then they pretend to be what you already said, and then you start believing to yourself that, oh, this is the one, she makes herself available and to me, and she looks good on my arm, and she's eye candy and this, that, and the other. And, you know, you don't, I don't know how to say it, but do you really want someone who fabricates themselves to fit in your mold? Or do you want someone who's naturally that way? You know, do you want someone who does all these things naturally? Or do you care whether they pretend to fit that mold that you are looking for? You know, I don't know about you, but I don't really want to be around anyone fake, because if they can change one way, then they could obviously change another. So that's what happens in relationships, right? You meet a guy, oh, you know, John, you're so handsome. You know, you're giving me your attention. You're spending time with me. You know, and you're buying me things, and you're so kind, right? But are they really truly that genuine person? You know, maybe Susie got lucky, right? Maybe Susie really found that guy that generally wanted to be there for her, and she wanted to genuinely be there for him. You know, for that couple, I really believe they really had true love. They just couldn't get grounded for whatever reason, living the lives that they lived, whatever, you know. But I really believe that they shared that love, that genuine love. But there's so many people out here who see a guy that has money, or see a girl that has money, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, if I hook up with her, you know, my life's going to be set. Or if I hook up with him, my life's going to be set. I'm going to become that person that he or she wants me to be, so that I can receive fortune. I can benefit from that. So you see how that's false? And all of a sudden you find yourself getting married, and then the people change to who they really are. It's like, why couldn't you show your face before we tied the knot? You know, why couldn't you just be truthful with me? You know, I feel betrayed. I feel like you've turned into a different person. And it's like, too late now, we're married. You know, then you're ready to walk out the door, and then, you know, he decides, oh, let's spend time. I don't want you to go, just spend time with me. We'll get back together, we'll work things out. And then you work things out for about 2 weeks, a month, maybe 3 months, and then all of a sudden he goes back to who he was or who she was, you know. So as long as you're willing to play that cycle, that's as long as you'll be there. And I'm telling you from the truth, because I've been there the first time 19 years and the second time 16 years. I worked hard at trying to keep the relationship working, to keep the balance, to keep trying to work at it. And often I was ignored. Often I was invalidated. Often I was unheard. So when your spouse gives you those 3 things, know that it's never going to change. You have to know that in your heart. And it's up to you to decide, are you staying or are you going? Okay, and I'm not trying to encourage anyone to go do anything. This is a sort of like a talk session. I look at my picture here. I look at my picture, and it's like I'm talking to all of you, right? So next we're moving on to your soul purpose. And we have the Merchant. Green, aventuring. Says, prosperity abounds my life. Goodness multiplies. Whatever I desire, imagine, and passionately act upon becomes a reality. Okay? So in this case, if it's a relationship you're already in, you can desire and imagine and be passionate upon what you see your reality to be. However, it could be that you are imagining it with the person you're with, but he or she is not imagining it. So when you do that, you guys kind of cancel out each other, right? Because if one agrees and one doesn't agree, then why even Why even share your desires with them? Why share your imagination with them? Why be passionate with them when you already have the inner knowing it's not there? You're just there to be, their mom. If you're with a guy, right, and you're living with them, you're doing everything his mother did for him. No one wants to be their spouse's mother, right? And then if it's the other way, then, it's considered, oh, well, he's going to take care of me. He's going to do this for me. He's going to do that for me. So they're basically looking for a daddy, someone who will take care of them, that they don't have to put in the work. They just are there. Let daddy do everything for me, so whatever I desire, imagine, and passionately act upon becomes a reality. That doesn't really say that it's going to be with the person of your dreams. I could be telling you right now, I have someone in my mind. I could think about this all day long, for that one person. If he doesn't feel that way, then I'm pretty much spinning my wheels, right? I can, I can try to hold on to faith. I can try to say, hey, God, I thought you said this person was for me, right? Now I found out he's married. He's in an actual whole relationship. He might be a dad. He might have had a child with her. So, we just have to think about not really concentrating per se on a person, but concentrate on the person that we want in our life, right? Whatever I desire, imagine, and passionately act upon becomes a reality. It's the things in life that makes you happy, right? That'll make you feel whole. That'll make you feel satisfied, content, working on your goals, realizing who you really are, realizing where you've gone wrong, and how am I moving forward. I'm going to move forward very carefully. I'm not going to jump into any relationship. I'm going to seek out God first and let God find me the right one for me. Okay, so the merchant, entrepreneur. Do you have a flair for buying and selling merchandise? A merchant's job has many facets, and with green aventurine as its ally gem, there are plenty of expressive aspects to be grateful for, including buying, selling, merchandising, bookkeeping, staffing, publicity, marketing, and much more. When the merchant in green aventurine card shows up in your day, take notice of the various aspects of your life that resemble the duties of a merchant. For instance, stocking your home with food and water, keeping track of everyone's needs, which relates to staffing and payroll for a merchant, is part of this life path and probably yours too on some level. Paying your bills, a merchant's invoice, resonates with the financially responsible vibe of a merchant. I relate to this particular life path because one of my professional roles is retailer and bookseller. I've kept the same aventurine stone in my cash register since the day I opened my store, the Crystal Garden, more than 30 years ago. Partnered with a citrine stone, the green aventurine continues to imbue my store with the energy of prosperity, abundance, and financial success. Use green aventurine as a vibrational match for this life path, and keep a small piece in your wallet or pocket to continually attract the physical rewards that come with financial success. Let it also be your good luck charm for longevity and staying power in your business. This form of metamorphic quartz contains green fuchsite mica, so focus on and believe in good fortune and well-being to create a more positive and stable reality for yourself or your business. So, it takes a special person to really be a good merchant. I myself, I really like creating. It takes a special person to pick items that, can make a profit off, and you can, even people who take something like from a yard sale, and they see some value in it. Oh, I can sand that down and I can paint it. I can make it look brand new. I could add a glass piece to put on top of it, like say like a coffee table, right? And I might be able to turn $1 on it, So that would be the idea of making the purchase. So maybe you get this table for, I don't know, $50, and you think that in the store it might value, maybe $300 or $400 if it's looking real nice. And solid wood, you have to know what you're looking at. You might get something that's got some pressboard on it, which means you'd have to add a solid piece of wood and like glue it down or screw it in or whatever, and then have the trim pieces to go around. Like if it's like oak or something that you buy at Home Depot or Lowe's. They usually come like a 4x8 sheet, so you have to have it cut to size, and then you take care of it and sand it down and so forth. And then you have to have the decorative pieces to go around to cover up the cut pieces. But the right buyer comes in, you can make money off of it, so it might very well be worth it. A lot of people, the storefronts are so expensive to rent, and you really have to have the money, the cash flow to carry you through as you build your business. So a lot of people work out of their home, and they'll put it at different locations and wait for the buyers to give them a call, So you don't really want to keep a whole bunch of merchandise laying around. So it'd be good if you had a lot of connections that could help you out, like, the big friend group, right? Hey guys, I got this table for sale. If you know anybody who's interested in it. Wasn't Pauline looking for a table? Reach out to Pauline. Hey Pauline, are you still looking for that table? Look what I made, kind of thing. So you have to build your networking up. So it's networking, it's able to do the work, it's a place for storage, it's how you're going to deliver it. You have to have the right vehicle. You have to have all the tools to make it look nice, and you have to have the reputation. You have to build a reputation. So it all works together. And if you're have a shady past, that might come out, so that might hurt you. And even if you do have a shady past, you might just say, hey, I knew you 20 years ago, I was really troubled back then, and I've made a lot of changes. I have my own business now. I'm very responsible. I'm doing great work, and I'm doing great things in my life. People will tend to listen to you when you speak in a way that you're being truthful, right? Authentic. People can read whether you're authentic or not. And if you can't read that, then you could be in a whole bunch of trouble. And I know that because sometimes I got a lot of red flags, and I still wanted what I wanted. And I realized that, maybe I was going about it the wrong way or whatnot. And we're all here to learn. We're all here to learn lessons and to grow from them. So, I don't regret my past at all. I tell God whatever, well, specifically I tell him things that I want to ask him for his forgiveness. But overall, I just say, God, if I've done so bad and I'm going to be sent to hell, then I guess so be it. But I pray that I can work my way out of that. I pray that I can do God's work and live my life better to sort of put the coins, in that little piggy bank in heaven for good deeds, right? So again, we all fall short of the glory of God, and all we can do is keep trying every day to be a better person and teach our children, right? Teach the people. They don't even have to be our children. They could be like a neighborhood kid, who's 20 years, 40 years younger than you. Hey, you shouldn't be doing that, You teach them by showing them that's not acceptable. And you don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to, you might be looking out for them, There was a time when the park was getting redone and they had it all fenced off with the, I don't know what you call it, the chain link fence kind of thing. And the kids were scooting back there. There's equipment back there. And they were messing around back there. And I was like, hey, you guys got to get out of there. This fence is up for a reason. And so I actually put it on Facebook. There's a special page that's just for our town. And they were like, oh, just let the kids do. It's like they don't even understand, When that fence is up, that property actually, per se, belongs to the contractor. As long as the contractor's work is going on there, they are liable for anything that happens on that property. And I don't work for the contractor, but, it's my due diligence, right? I have a due diligence to the community to get these kids right. And anyway, so we all have to take a part and try to do right. They had equipment, like actual equipment. I don't know if they left the keys in by accident. I don't know if the building's like actually locked up. And, as a town of, being part of the community, I need to speak up, right? I can't just let things go awry just because they're not my kids. I live in this town. I grew up in this town. And I'll treat it as such. And that's where a lot of the world's gone wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but we have to learn to speak up for the things that we see wrong. And, even like in corporate, right? In corporate America, it's kind of like, it's not even a brown-nosing technique. It's more like when you speak up in front of the higher-ups, they look at you like, wow, what she said is really true. I should have thought about that before I got into this meeting or whatever, when, this person's really showing like, she's committed to this company or whatever, and, you become a trusted person because they see your honesty. They see, people find value in honesty, right? Because there's not that much that goes around these days. So be your unique self. There's nothing wrong with seeing someone saying, wow, I really like how far he's gotten in life. Maybe you're reading up on someone, right? Maybe it's a write-up in a newspaper or magazine. Wow, an entrepreneur. He started from nothing and look where he is today. I wanna mimic him or her so that I can have that same success. That's what successful people, they are willing to share their experience, right? Especially when they come from nothing. They are willing to share their experience so that other people can know, hey, this guy in Santa Maria, I think he went to Rigetti. I'm really not sure, but they dedicated a park to him, and he's a famous baseball player. And I want to say his last name's Ventura, but been a while since I've been to that park, but he grew up here, you know. He grew up here, and he's a legend, you know, in the baseball community. And so, you know, it's an honor to have people like that. And I say we have a lot of people here that are very intelligent. They just come from the wrong side of the tracks, right? Wouldn't it be great to have like a nonprofit to help those people who show that they have the drive and the stamina, the smartness, the intelligence to create their life, right? To create the dreams coming true in their life. We have quite a few, you know. He's just one that I just thought of. So moving forward, be who you want to be authentic, be true to yourself, you know, show the world who you are. Don't be afraid. Don't think that you haven't lived life long enough, you know, to start working on yourself in a way that is going to broadcast to the world. Hey, look at her, you know. She can sing and dance, and she's really good. You know, look at him. He can play a guitar or whatever it is. Don't be afraid to try something new, because otherwise you just be stuck in the same job. Some people are very happy with that. And I take my hat off to those who have been on a job for 40 years. It's just never been me, you know. So this is my job. This is what I plan to do pretty much the rest of my life, as long as I have the ability to. And but I don't want to just do this. I want to do other things. So I'm the kind of person that likes to learn new things. So I have the experience. And a girlfriend of mine in Hawaii, she was like, you know, my husband, he was from like the East Coast, and I met him here. He's a contractor. She says, every time he'd go bid a job for a Filipino family, they would ask him, oh, so how exactly do you do this? Oh, to do tile, you do this, you do this, you do this. And next you know, the people would just be doing it. So he was giving quotes and telling them what the process was, and they were like, oh, we can do it ourselves. Thank you very much. We'll save our $5,000 that you were going to charge us to tile the bathroom or whatever it was, you know. So you have to have the ingenuity, and you have to have the ability. You have to have the know-how. You have to have the drive. Even if you don't really have the know-how, you learn it so that you can advance yourself, right? Every time you learn something new, you know, do you want to just keep doing that one thing? No. You want to learn more. You want to learn more about what makes the world go around, right? So when you're traveling and you meet people, you know, you have experiences to share with them, and they have experiences to share with you, and all of a sudden you have a lifetime friend that you met on a cruise, you know. It's all about living your life the best way you can and having fun in it, okay? Divine Feather. The Bluebird. Okay, so Bluebird. The bluebird is usually associated with the qualities of joy, peace, harmony, and union. Bluebirds are often pictured in happy pairs, signifying fidelity and blissful partnerships. Many stories surround bluebirds, from native folklore to modern-day tales. The color blue is significant in its beauty, its connection to the element of air, and to the throat chakra. The bluebird asks us to examine our own sense of inner peace and self-love. The happiness we seek begins on the inside. The bluebird flies into your space to deliver the great blessings of peace, joy, and happiness. This messenger reminds you to honor the purity of your speech and communication, especially those messages that feed that you feed to yourself. The lightness and color of bluebird help make you aware of the spiritual links of the sky and the realms beyond. Invite the tranquility of bluebird into any area of your life that could use more lightness. Then share the energy of bluebird with those around you. Have you forgotten the simple pleasures of life? Bluebird is here to remind you that it is okay to let go and fly for sheer pleasure. As you do, feel the weight of life lifted and soar higher up into the sky. Energies, happiness, joy, peace, season, winter and spring. The element is air, the color is blue. The affirmation: I invite a deeper sense of peace and joy into my life. All right, moving forward. Let's see. Next we have messages from the mermaids, and we have feelings. Express your feelings as honestly as you can. Emotions means energy in motion. Emotions can come in powerful waves of intense feelings. This mermaid is swimming into your reading to let you know that it's safe to express your feelings. You don't have to pretend everything is fine when it's not. Equally, if you're feeling joyful, share your joy and allow it to spread to those around you. Feelings can run very deep and often affect our actions in various ways. This is why it's positive to release your feelings in a healthy, constructive way. If you're feeling sad, then crying can be helpful, as can sharing your thoughts with a trusted friend. By contrast, singing at the top of your voice to express feelings of happiness is a beautiful thing to do, and this can also help to release any inhibitions. The sirens of the sea are known for their singing, which acts as a musical magnet to anyone who hears. Don't attempt to stifle or hide your feelings, even if they're uncomfortable. If someone has hurt you, let them know. You can do this in a gentle, kind, and compassionate way. This way they will be more receptive to hearing you as you express how you feel. You'll certainly feel better for sharing it too. This card also indicates that someone around you might be finding it hard to share their feelings. If this is the case, have a chat with them over a cup of tea or coffee and encourage them to open up about how they feel, or go out for a walk together, ideally on the beach, so their feelings can flow. So if you can do that, that's really good. If they make time for you, that's even better. Let me get my device real quick. Okay. So I want to look up the spiritual meaning of your face tingling. I got this tingling around my lips. Spiritual meaning. Let's see. Lips. Lips tingling. Let's see. Let's try face. Okay, spiritual meaning of face tingling. Somehow I got on TikTok, which is, I'm not I don't think I'm a member. So, let's see. What does it mean when you feel a tingling? It's loading up right now. What does mean when you feel a tingling sensation? This talks about up the spine. I don't have that. Okay, I'll look into it more. But it talks about Kundalini awakening. It's like energy. Okay, so I'll look it up later. I'm sorry to interrupt the reading. Okay, so feelings. We did that one. Next we have, I thought I might be able to pull up something that might be interesting for you all to know. Okay, animal message. And we have the eagle. Create your vision. Let's see. Magical, majestic eagle soars and swoops through the air before diving to grasp the fruits of the earth. Her vision senses a rabbit moving a mile in the distance, but to you she gives vision that unveils the past, encompasses the present, and reveals the future. Events will move swiftly from now on, so use your power of eagle wisely to develop your spirituality and consciously create your dream or your vision of the future. Consider too the power of karma, which is implicit in your every action or inaction. Okay, so karma's coming around. We all know that, right? Because it's 2024. It's the year of karma. It's the year of balance. So we're going to go with the Psychic Tarot. And the cards have been pre-shuffled at the bottom. Heart chakra. Spirit, thank you for being with us, protecting us during this reading. Spirit, what do we need for the collective to know today? So you see, as you elevate, the negativity is automatically returned to sender. God will place like a what's that movie? The boy in the bubble. God will give you like a protection over you that it's almost undeniable when you meet that person and you see that they are carrying themselves a certain way. Their energy is really strong and they're confident. You can tell that they have a lot of self-love. They've gone through a lot of healing. They're speaking the words to heal others. That's what we're here to learn and what we're here to do during this lifetime. I can't speak for everybody. I can tell you only about my life, and that is when I started watching the tarot readers, I had specific reasons why I was doing so. And my reasoning is my sister Terry, God bless her heart, she was here on this earth for 60-something years. She died, 3 years ago maybe. And she was like the spiritual one out of our immediate family. And so I always called her for guidance, and she seemed to give me good advice, and she was very, her intuition was really strong, and she did a lot of different studies. She was like a really well-rounded person, you know. I think she had a real good life. She had her ups and downs. She had her moments when her ego got out of sorts. But, you know, really, she loved her family. And, you know, maybe she also had some healing that she never was able to do. I don't know. I just know that she was my contact person. And so we had a falling out around the time that I was separating from my husband, and I didn't feel like I could call her. So that's when I started watching the tarot readings. So as I perform here for you, it's not really a performance per se, but it is an act, right? I'm taking action to read for all of you. I will be trying to reach out to a girl that was my real reader here on YouTube, and her name is Anita. She's from the DC area, and she had a Blue Nomad Tarot. She was very good, and I'm not sure, I think she just got so spiritually attacked that she just quit. And I'm sorry that happened to her. I'd love to see her back on here. She was very good. And the spiritual attacks come from out of nowhere. And if you're not elevated high enough, then it can penetrate through to you, which will make you do things maybe that you normally wouldn't do. And I say that in a way like, okay, like I don't believe, like for me, to read when I'm tired, because when you're tired, your energy level's down, right? So if you're tired and your energy level's down, then other things can enter, right? So for me, I can't read when I'm tired. I have to make sure that I've had a decent amount of rest, and I've eaten a good meal, or, you know, I can't be tired, I can't be hungry. I can't have anything that's going to stop me from giving you the best reading that I can. So when you eat well, when you sleep well, when you pray well, when you're just trying to do the best that you can for your own body, you know, and you're doing it, that's the time to share here on a channel. It's just safer for you. It's and I'm not speaking just for the reader, okay? I'm talking about the collective as well. You know, you want to feel the energy as I'm reading. Even though you might be watching this 6 hours later, you're still going to feel that energy that I'm giving out. And I want it to be the most positive experience for you. So, well, nothing's coming out of the Psychic Tarot, so let's pull some cards. Slide this way. Let's see. So always make sure you get plenty of rest. Don't overload yourself. Rejoice in celebration. What's at the bottom? Destiny. I'm not going to pull it. Okay, I'm just going to read you the top one. Number 3, rejoice in celebration. And if you feel like letting me know, can you let me know if there's any angel numbers that you keep coming across? You know, like 333, 444, 456, 123, 1122, 1221. And if you let me know, if it's like, if it's a few people, I can, well, I could give you the angel number information, but as well, you could look it up. I was just curious to see if people are actually seeing during their daytime hours, their nighttime hours, wherever they're at, if they keep seeing a particular number. I see 1206 all the time. 1206 to me, well, it equals 9. I haven't actually did the angel number, but that was our street number where the house was, where my parents bought their first house, and that's the house where my mother took ill. So oftentimes I see 1206. It's just like for some reason I'm right in the kitchen when the clock says 1206, or I'm driving in the car, it says 1206. Or, I'm doing these readings and it's 1206. Okay, so 1206 is it's a good number for me. And I'm kind of curious what it says, so I'm going to have to look that up. But that number resonates with me all the time. And it goes back to our house in Orchid. Okay, so rejoice in celebration, a time of merriment, celebration, birth, success, and a victory is at hand. You're doing what you love most and are pursuing your passion. When you follow your heart and intuition with zeal, there are no limits to what you can achieve. When the energy of excitement and love is present, you can feel it moving within you. Somehow love has a way of showing you that you're connected to something much larger than yourself. The number 3 symbolizes unity and a time to rejoice in gratitude and sharing, whether it's with family members, friends, or even co-workers. This is the moment of fruition for all your dedicated work, so pat yourself on the back and party and dance in celebration of your accomplishments. And don't forget to thank God, okay? Don't forget to thank God for that. Okay, so let's see. Spirit, what else do you want the collective to know? I'm going to pull 3 cards and then see what they are. Transformation. Moving on. Power. At the bottom is mental conflict. So let's just read mental conflict. I'm not going to pull the card out. I'll just look it up. Mental conflict in number 2. This card deals with the inability to move forward as self-doubt emerges from indecisiveness or not being able to take action with a person, group, or even a situation in your present life. It may not be an easy decision, but you are already aware of this. Just remember that you have the strength, courage, and power to make all the necessary considerations when you decide to act and finally make the choices that need to be made. Then and only then will a resolution be forthcoming, and with it a sense of mental relief. There's assistance out there for you, so seek out and listen to wise counsel to help you make the right decisions. Listen to your intuition and have faith in yourself. Peace and harmony will soon be yours. Okay, so if you thought you didn't have the strength, guess what? Now you do. Okay, so transformation was the first card. Major Arcana. My cousin told me, we're the same age. She's actually like less than a month younger than me, but she was like, you have to transform. I was like, what? Yeah, you have to transform. You can't just stay the same. Her mom was something else. My Auntie Annie. My cousin Roxanne she's an amazing girl. You know, she lives her life the way that makes her happy. And she was taught that. Her mom taught her well to live your life and what makes you happy. Don't listen to other people try to direct you a certain way. You just have to live your life the way that makes you feel good and learn your lessons and keep moving forward. So, you know, the shame of it is, you know, our family reunions, they always grew up in the San Francisco area. My cousin, Roxanne, and so we only got to see her like once a year, but, you know, it was great to hang out with her. And she always knew all the dances. She could do, she was just like really, she could do whatever the girls did up there. You know, they did the double dutch with the ropes. She learned all the different dances, you know, the slide, the electric slide. She would try to teach us, and, you know, only several days to do that, but she was very talented. I'm sure she still is. Okay. So, transformation, a time of endings is close at hand. Do not resist the abrupt changes that are suddenly happening in your life. These could be taking place in your personal life, relationships, business, or career. You have the strength, as the transformation card asks you to have, courage, and to know that renewal follows every conclusion. This card comes forth to remind you that the death of an old way of thinking and believing must occur before you can move forward on your new path. Transformation is all about the ebb and flow of life cycles. Nothing in this life remains motionless. Everything is on its way to somewhere, except the changes and opportunity will come to expand you in more ways than you could ever imagine. You cannot live in the past. It's time to move on. In order to take the next positive step, you should look closely at your own life and ask yourself, are there loose ends that need to be tied up? Are there people in my life whom I need to express myself to? What needs to be completed so I can have a fresh start? When you do so, you'll have a stronger, more reinforced foundation to carry you through the new beginnings that await you. This is considered the death card. After the death of this old life, you can transform and have a new beginning with your new life. Okay, so someone is being prompted to move on, or they are in the thought process of moving on, or they're actually moving on. So it's going to be different for everybody, whether it's you or whether it's someone you're thinking about, okay? You're about to embark on a much-needed journey to leave the past behind. This card lets you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it signifies that the time has come in which a difficult cycle in your life is coming to an end. In the traditional tarot, this card also implies traveling or going forward, involving crossing water or even moving abroad. Calmer waters are ahead, and with all the lessons you've learned from past experiences, you're approaching this period having grown, and you are so much stronger for it. The healing process is underway, and now you can set your goals, desires, and objectives to secure a more positive and successful future because your mind is more settled and less worried. Synchronistic events will bring the right conditions and introduce people into your life for the highest good. And next is the power, Major Arcana. 8 is the symbol of the universe. As a spiritual being, you have unlimited power at your command. This card represents inner strength, willpower, courage, compassion, generosity, and love. At any moment, these beautiful qualities can assist you in coping with an adverse condition in front of you or the many surrounding your life. Set aside the necessary time to resolve such issues. Power represents more than physical, external strength. It can also be channeled emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. When you have balance over mind, body, and soul, and with the power of spirit, anything can be overcome to achieve a positive result. Power and strength can be developed to work in harmony in any given situation. Every obstacle, every error helps build your knowledge and understanding of the world around you. When you make a mistake, it's a chance for you to stop, listen, and ask yourself, what am I supposed to be learning here? And how can I make this situation better? Mistakes are great wake-up calls in that they provide you with opportunities to discover your weaknesses, what needs to be changed, and which areas of your life need improving. Equally, they can be blessings in disguise. Just remember, you are power. This is the strength card. So as well, I want to let you all know, I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again, and that is, we forgive people. We could call them up and say, hey, I forgive you. I still want you in my life, or I don't want you in my life. It's your choice, right? You can send it energetically. Maybe you're not speaking to that person. You say, hey, John, this is Sue. I'm sorry we ended this way, and, I really want a second chance. How about we meet and go have some coffee? You could say something like that, you could send it, maybe it's like a no contact. Maybe you're like, no, kind of done with that, but I don't want that person to be heartbroken. You could just send it energetically. Hey, John, I hope you heal from this situation. I appreciate your time. I learned a lot from our experience together, and I don't have any animosity towards you, and I really wish you to have a beautiful life. I hope you find yourself. I hope you heal yourself. I hope you get to the best version of you and have the best life. We're just not destined to do it, or we are destined, whatever it is that you want to say. And the idea about forgiving people is, it's our way of moving forward, knowing that we said everything we need to say. We didn't leave them in a harsh way, or maybe it was. Maybe someone was harsh towards you. Maybe you were harsh towards someone. It's a way to release yourself. And, as God as your witness, the karma is going to come back. Are you going to receive good karma, or are you going to receive bad karma for what you've done? Because someone has to pay the price, right? The balance, the scale, right? It has to be balanced out. So if you say you're a bad person, right, or you've done bad things, and you say, hey, God, I'm really sorry I did that. Energetically, I send a message to Sue saying, hey, Sue, I'm sorry, but you're still going to be expected to pay back for what you've done. Okay, so God might arrange for you to go through the same thing that you put someone else through. God might arrange for you to learn a lesson. He might take something from you that's precious to you if you've done that to someone else, right? So you always have to be careful what you say, what you think, what you do, and know that whatever it is, you got to make it right in your life, right? You got to make your life better. You got to treat people better. You got to treat yourself better. Maybe you've been a hurt person and you haven't gone through the healing. It's a wake-up call for you to go heal yourself. Go figure yourself out. Go work on yourself. Get yourself together. Get prepared for your next endeavor. Your next whatever it is that's next for you. Okay, could be love. It could be a new job. It could be a new life. It could be relocating. It could be staying where you are. It could be whatever it is for you, So let's pull 3 more cards, and then we'll try to get some clarifying cards from the other tarot. Trapped in fear, which is an 8. Third eye chakra. Conflict and defeat. Okay, firm foundation. So I'll pull out the firm foundation. Okay, so let's get these read to you. First is trapped in fear. This card reveals that it's actually your own fear that has you immobilized and trapped, preventing you from making decisions or choices. You are the one who's holding yourself prisoner or hostage, and in order to continue your journey, you must first face your fears so that new people and conditions can manifest. Many individuals choose to stay in the place because they can't see the road ahead. They feel a misguided sense of safety there, and they're afraid of starting something new, but staying will only add to your levels of stress and anxiety and create adverse effects on your physical body. Seek out wise counsel for assistance. You don't have to do this alone, but know that you possess all the tools that you need to free yourself. You're forgetting how strong you really are. This period will end when you use your mind to cut through the limitations caused by your emotions. Okay, the next one was the third eye chakra. The color is indigo, the sound is Om, the element is light, the gland is pituitary. Keywords I see. This is the most often talked about of all the chakras, and clairvoyance, inner seeing, intuition, and higher levels of consciousness are all associated with this energy center, found between your eyebrows and just above the bridge of your nose. It works closely with the throat and crown chakras and will assist you with your psychic and intuitive inner guidance. To balance the third eye chakra, I recommend that you practice walking, meditations, breath work, yoga, tai chi, visualizations, and color therapy. Don't just focus on this one chakra as part of your development, as it's important to remember that they should all be in balance in order to work in unison and harmony. Okay. And then conflict and defeat. Number 5. Number 5 mental card represents significant learning and change, and how you handle yourself at this time is vital to your overall well-being. This card could relate to a lack of sensitivity in taking action or in response to conditions or situations around you. This need for sensitivity could relate to you or someone else in your life. Even though a battle can be won, it's important to evaluate the cost and pain to both parties. Sometimes it's best to surrender and walk away if no answer or victory can be achieved. Don't assign blame, become deceitful, or set out to get revenge, for this result in the negative energy becoming part of you. You are being tested on how delicately and gently you take your next step. Remember, everything in your life is an opportunity to learn and grow. Okay. Firm foundation was at the bottom. This card denotes that you have already or are currently working toward establishing a solid foundation in the material world. Using good judgment and heeding lessons from the past concerning financial matters will assist you in laying a firm groundwork. By doing so, security will have a better chance of building in the future. The material power that's now around you can either be an advantage or disadvantage, depending on how you respond to it. Don't let your current position determine who you are. Remember to give back and prime the pump of prosperity, for true spiritual and material wealth is as much about giving as it is receiving. Seek proper investment advice and realize that you don't have to hold on to your possessions too tightly. Just be flexible and allow things to continue to flow. Okay, so sounds like this card means a lot to these cards. Okay, there's a solution. There's always a solution for the highest good. So let's review these. Okay, so it can go several different ways. Okay, so there's a celebration. Someone wants to celebrate with you, or you want to celebrate with someone. Have you gone through a transformation, or someone you know is going through a transformation or has completed a transformation? Who's moving on? Are you moving on? Are they moving on? Are they moving on towards you? Are you moving on towards them? Or is someone just moving on? Someone's realizing they really have the power. They have the power within them to move forward. There's someone they're leaving behind who's now trapped in fear. Okay, so it could be that way. This person, whoever that is, spoke some truth. They gathered their strength within, their courage after their transformation. And they said, look, we've tried every way to make this work. It's not working. I'm making the decision to move forward. And so, you don't want to be harsh, right? If that's you, you don't want to say, look, GDMF, I hate you. And you don't want to be like that. That's not the way to end a relationship, the proper way, the loving way, is use the kind words to release you from this imprisonment that maybe someone put you in, right? All right, so like karma, this person, whoever this other person is, put you feeling like you didn't have the power within, treated you like you belong in a cage and I'll let you out when I feel like letting you out. You've transformed. You or whoever you're thinking about, you've transformed. You've gathered your strength. You're like, I can actually live again by gathering my strength. I can actually start a new life. I can actually be free again. The life that I was currently living was dull. It was a lot of arguing. It was a lot of he said, she said. It was a lot of, you don't love me, you love her. You don't love me, you love him. It was a lot of negativity. Now I'm realizing that once I decide to move forward, I can now be free. Yeah, I've heard about that word transformation. I've researched it. I've studied it. I'm working on that for myself right now. I thought this is the life I wanted. I'm realizing that there's nothing here for me. In order for me to move forward, I have to transform who I am. I have to grow out of this situation. And it's very well you outgrew the people you were hanging with. I am moving forward. I want to start a new life. You see, he's leaving the darkness for the light. I learned how to transform and power myself up. So no one could ever put me in here again, trapped in my mind, trapped in fear, feeling like there's no way to go, that I can't get out. You see how big those squares are? You could probably just climb right out, right? But this is all mental. This is like the words that were being told to this person. You're not worth anything. Do you think you really deserve better than me? I'm the best you're ever going to have. You know, maybe this person, either you or someone you're thinking about, has opened up their third eye. Maybe God said, knock, 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 I'm going to open up your third eye. You're going to start seeing things for what it is. And your actions, right? You're tired of the conflict. You're tired of feeling like no matter what you say or do, you're always defeated. Because someone makes you feel like you get what you deserve. And meanwhile, they're actually inflicting upon you how they feel about themselves. And God says, see, this is what you have to look forward to. All you got to do is ask me to enter your heart, enter your home, enter your life. And I will help you build this so you never have to go through this again. I'm going to give you the power of discernment. I'm going to give you the power of seeing beyond the veil. I'm going to give you the power to love yourself fully. I'm going to give you the power to forgive yourself. I'm going to give you the power to love yourself. I'm going to give you the power to rebuild yourself. I'm going to give you the power to put you on the path that securely affirms your future that I have for you. You are going to become stronger. You are going to become wiser. You are going to become everything that I intended you to be. When you call upon me and you say, God, open my heart. I open my soul to you, Lord. I open my house to you. I want to have God in my life. Okay, so I'll keep those cards out and we'll pull a few tattoo tarot. See if we can get some clarification. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for protecting our reading. I return to sender any negativity that's trying to get into our force field. I return it times 10, times 100, times 1,000. Those people sending negativity towards any of my collective, any of the loved ones of my collective, I return to sender. I call back all power, cleaned and purified, return to the collective and their loved ones. I ask God to protect all of us. I ask God for the justice. I ask God to teach them a lesson, to awaken their souls so that they know where they've gone wrong. And they need to choose right for the betterment of all involved. Right? Those are the kind of words you have to pray to God and ask. Ask God to do that for you. Protect your family. Protect yourself. Be thankful. Be gracious. It's kind of like you can write down your own words. They don't have to be the exact words I'm saying. You write it down how you feel. Hey, God, it's Marsha here again. God, I don't ask you for much. I thank you for everything that you have given me. I pray for the people that hate us. I pray for the people that despise us. But God, I say, let your will be done. Let justice be served. Because I know even God loves those that don't love him. And if we want to be God-loving, God-fearing, and emanate his ways, we have to be the same way. However, that doesn't mean that we are doormats to anyone. That doesn't mean people can misuse us, use us and abuse us, and toss us aside like a dirty old rag, right? And then pick us up when they need something, they want us to clean something up for them. Nothing's coming out. We have to be true to ourselves. If we're true to ourselves, we have self-love for ourselves, then we can share that with others, right? We can't empty our cup of love because that's our energy source. Oh, look, we got this again. We got the Ten of Swords. Got the new beginning. So we already have the celebration card, right? Someone's realizing, oh, thank you, God, I don't have to be stuck here. Thank you, God, you're going to open doors for me. You're going to give me a firm foundation. Thank you, God, you're changing my life. All I did was ask you to open up my heart, Lord. I said, God, I open my soul to you. I want you in my house. I want you in my life. God says, okay, you got it. Let me get 3 more cards. Thank you, Spirit. You know, the craziest thing is ask and you shall receive, right? You have to ask for the right reasons. You can't say, God, give me $1 million so I can go on vacation, so I can spend it on my friends, so I can, just be lavish, live a lavish life for a year. Oh, the Hermit jumped out. Whatever you ask for has to be for the right reasons. And that's why I say to God, God, I don't ask for much. I graciously accept anything that you want to give me, that you feel like you want me to have, that you feel like I'm deserving of it. And I will always thank you for everything in my life, Lord. Right? I leave it up to God to give me what he thinks I deserve, what he knows I deserve, how he feels about how I'm doing on my path, right? God, I accept whatever you feel like I'm deserving of, Lord. I love you and I want you in my life forever, beyond this life too, Lord, right? Okay, nothing's coming out. We'll go for 3 more. It's a 9 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, and 1 more. The King of Cups, and at the bottom, the Devil, and the Chariot, the 6 of Wands, and the Queen of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Death card. And there's actually the 4 of Cups. Okay, so let me go through these cards real quick. First card is celebration, right? Somebody wants to celebrate. Maybe they were celebrating. Maybe they were celebrating with the wrong people. They're seeing that they have 10 swords in their back. They want a new beginning. The 9 of Swords. That is stamina, I believe. Stamina, discipline, strength in adversity, good powers of recovery, and healing after injury, accident, or illness, preparing well ahead, managing delays, success after a setback. The 7 of Cups generally means, trying all the different flavors in life. Here it says nothing as it first appears, fantasies, pipe dreams, unrealistic expectations, illusion, distorted reflections, corruption. It's gone into the hermit mode, saying, where have I gone wrong? What am I doing? I see things. I've seen red flags and I've ignored them. What do those red flags mean? He's the truth seeker, so he's seeking the truth of what's going on in his life. The 9 of Cups. He's going to have to trade off. He's going to have to figure out the things from the past. The 7 of Cups, how did that affect my life? What good did I get out of the 7 of Cups? Maybe there was one cup in particular that he really truly wanted, but he was busy with the other 6 cups. Maybe he's realizing that 7th cup that he put to the side was really his 9 of Cups. I don't know how you go from 7 to 9, but that's what was in my mind. So I gotta say what's on my mind, right? Okay, because the 8 of Cups is walking away. So then there's the 9 of Cups. The 7 of Swords. Is that like mental stability? Is it? It's being skillful and determination that needs to be used for the right purposes. Considering escape from an imprisoning situation, manipulation that tends to backfire. Watch your back. Change of heart, treachery. So it's very possible that 10 of Swords, the one that was in his back or her back, after he's gone through the hermit mode, he's discovered that someone has been acting to be a certain way in his life too. He or she, okay, so I'm just stuck on he. Okay, pretending to be what you need them to be. So someone was pretending to be what this King of Cups wanted them to be, right? The King of Cups was being deceived. The King of Cups, he's looking back at everything. The King of Cups. I was celebrating with these people, with this person, all the time. They had ulterior motives. They were pretending to be what I needed them to be. I gave them a new beginning. I saw the red flags, but I kept it moving. I kept sticking to them. Yes, I'll give you a new beginning. Maybe the Ten of Swords was not visible yet. I've given it all I can. I chose you. Maybe he chose her because she was the easiest, right? He was not only going to get whatever kind of sex he wanted from her. Oh, I want 3 parties. Oh, I want you to watch me do another woman. Oh, I want to go off by myself. I want to have 3 on the side. And she's accepting it, right? Okay. There's something about this. Either he was getting that out of her or she was getting that out of him. Got to put it where it belongs. Let's see. So he's gone into the hermit mode. He's like, I thought I was doing right. I thought I was doing right. I know that I chose her for different reasons and she chose me for different reasons, but I thought we could make it work. Meanwhile, maybe both of them were stabbing each other in the back. Maybe they both have 10 swords in their back because they weren't really true to each other. Like all it was celebrating. There were no love cards. I mean, there was 3 of cups, but that's celebration. There was no 4 of wands. There was no 2 of cups, right? So he's looking at that saying, where's the 2 of cups? Where's the 4 of wands? Where's the lover's card? We chose each other for the wrong reasons. The 9 of cups. That's what I'm in search for. The 3 of cups doesn't do me any good, and neither does the 7 of cups. I want the 9 of cups because I have 1 cup of love to give. Someone was being cunning. Him or her, put it where it belongs. But here's the King of Cups. He's looking back. And whether that's a tattoo or a real tear, I don't know because it's not my story. So he's saying, I'm taking a ride. I'm taking a ride out of town, right? I don't care what I have or what I don't have. I'm moving forward. Maybe the devil says, no, 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 I'm going to try to tie you up one more time. Okay, it could be that. It could be he sees the situation for what it was. And he knows that what it was is what it was, but it's kind of following him. Okay. So as he's leaving, maybe he has attachments that he needs to release. So it could be that. Okay, so the next card we have is the 6 of Wands. That's a victory. Who's having the victory? Is the devil having a victory? Then we have the Queen of Cups. That's his match. but she's looking beyond. She's not facing him. They're not looking at each other. He's looking to the left and she's looking to the right. And the devil's in between them. So is she deciding to move on with the King of Wands? Or is that the devil saying, I'm sending in the King of Wands to your Queen of Cups? But you know, the Queen of Cups, I believe the Queen of Cups wants her true match. Will she decide that she's going to settle for a King of Wands in lieu of fighting the devil, because the devil's in between them? The Chariot and the devil's in victory. Victory's so close, right? I think the devil is an illusion that makes the Queen and King of Cups look away from each other, because he's still in regret. How did I even do this? What was I thinking? I saw the red flags. I felt the swords in my back, but I kept trying to work things out. And, you know, in the left position. So I think the devil's an illusion to make these two think that they can't just turn around and look at each other. So it's kind of like both parties need to rebuke the devil. Devil, get out from between us. As a child of God, I command you to leave and stop obstructing us and stop trying to give more options when I already know my true matches. You're standing in the way. So both parties, the King and Queen of Cups, need to rebuke the devil. Use the power that is within them that God provides them with. God, help me rebuke the devil. Help us to turn and look to each other. You know, so that's what's happening. The devil's trying to put an obstacle so that this true match doesn't come together. And when you both pray, dear God, you know, I'm the Queen of Cups and he's the King of Cups. Or vice versa. I'm the King of Cups and she's the Queen. Whatever's working for you. I rebuke the devil that is stopping us from coming together, from stopping us from looking at each other, from stopping us from coming together. I rebuke that devil out of our path so we can come together. And we don't want a King of Wands interrupting what the true love is. And God says, all you had to do was ask. That's all you had to do is ask. So both parties have to ask God to come into their heart, ask God to come into their soul, ask God to come into their home, ask God to come into their life. And he will make it so that the devil is removed as a blockage so that they can actually look at each other and realize that that's the true love and dismiss anybody else in the way. Okay, so that's the end of my reading. I hope it resonated for you. Could it be in your future tomorrow, next week, next month? Is it something you even want, or do you want to put the whole thing to death and you want a fresh start? The thing is, you have to ask God from your heart. Dear God, please remove the blockages, the evil entities that are stopping us from coming together. And then You pray to God and God knows your heart, and you just let it be. You put the power to God, right? God has all the power anyways. When you're requesting Him to do that for you, you're asking God to step up for you, to help you through it. And when you come through the other end, both of you both will be able to rejoice in God. Look what God has done for us. Look how God has healed us. Look where we're going now on our path. We put to death of who we were before. We're no longer scared. We're no longer trapped in fear. We're no longer living conflict and defeat, because we are children of God. God sees that we have victory. God sees that He will put to death whatever stands in our way. Right? Let's pull 4 cards for the angel numbers. We have another 3, so we have 333. We have a 2. 2 more cards, please, Spirit. Thank you for being with us during this reading. Be the person that you want in your life. Do you want someone who's faithful? Do you want someone who's loving? Do you want someone who's understanding? Do you want someone who's nurturing? Do you want someone who cares? Do you want someone who loves you? Do you want someone who gives you even give and take? Do you want someone who respects you? Do you want someone who is kind? Do you want someone who is generous? Do you want someone you can trust? Right? All those things. Do you want someone who has integrity, who can always believe that you're right next to them, so they act and say the correct things to protect your union? Right? You want a protector, right? You don't want a woman who says one thing and goes out there and portrays another. Nor do you want a man who does that. You want someone who's honest, who has integrity, who has self-worth and self-love. 2 more cards, please. There's the 2. And there's the 7. So we're going to go with, see if there's an angel number 3227. Okay. So there's already a synchronicity I see in that. Because the 323, wait, what is that? 322 is 7. Okay, so, but I don't want to look up 77. I want to look up, see if there's an actual angel number of 3227. Oh, 3227, yeah. Okay, and there appears to be and Joanne. Let's see what Joanne says. Number 3227 is a blend of the energies of number 3, the vibration of number 2 appearing twice, magnifying its influence, and the attributes of number 7. Number 3 relates to self-expression and communication, manifesting your desires, optimism and enthusiasm, natural skills and talents, friendliness and sociability, creation and creativity, affability, growth, expansion, and the principles of increase. Number 3 also resonates with the vibrations of the Ascended Masters. Number 2 is the number of faith and trust, finding balance and harmony, caution, diplomacy and mediation, service to others, love, compassion, and selflessness, encouragement, and happiness. Number 2 also resonates with serving your life purpose and soul mission. Number 7 resonates with feelings and emotions, spiritual awakening and development, persistence of purpose and determination, contemplation and introspective, discernment and positive intentions, empathic and psychic abilities, higher learning and research. Angel number 3227 encourages you to express your truths and values in positive and uplifting ways as mystical spiritual experiences are occurring in your life due to your increased spiritual openness. Maintain faith and trust and use your spiritual Maintain faith and trust and use your spiritual values, intuition, and communication skills to uplift and enlighten others. Maintain your faith in the universe as the universal energies are always working for the greater good. Faith is believing in something bigger than yourself, and when you have faith, anything and everything is possible. Angel number 3227 can also indicate that your recent choices and actions have had positive effects on your life, and you are encouraged to get on with living your personal truths. Be open-hearted, accepting of others, generous of spirit, and serve your life purpose with passion and persistence, knowing within that you are on your right life path. Continue listening to your intuition and the guidance from the angels regarding the next steps upon your spiritual path, and know that you are well blessed by the angelic and spiritual realms. Follow your intuition and allow yourself to walk the path to self-discovery. Look for the signs and expect coincidences and synchronicities that will lead you to your destination or to finding your answer or solution. Remember that everything happens for a reason and nothing happens by chance. That's the end of your reading. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe, and share. Okay, so we can build this together and I can have a solid foundation for all of you to always be able to come back here. I'm not intending on going anywhere. I'm not intending to leave this position. I'm just saying that if you can just share, that'll be a big difference. And it's encouraging also for me when I get more people. It's encouraging that other people are finding value as well as the ones that I already have. So I appreciate all of you. I thank you for supporting me. I'm sending you love, light, peace, harmony, joy, happiness, and always I'm sending you the energy of healing, because we all need healing. And without you, there's no reason for me to be here. So I thank you again. Thank God. Thank you, God, for everything in our lives. Thank you for this beautiful reading. I hope you found value in it. And we'll see you the next time. Aloha. Love you.